And young Bruce says 3 people were murdered that night outside the Monarch Theater, but one was reborn, baptized in his own blood. And so basically he's saying Bruce Wayne died so that Batman could be born, which again is, a philosophical type, very philosophical type of thing to put into the book, which I think is awesome. And he says everything has a price. And older Batman says, and that price was you, Bruce. And so basically, young Bruce and old Bruce are having this conversation about Bruce Wayne, essentially, his life as a normal person, as a normal child, ended when he was 8 years old, when his parents were murdered. And young Bruce says, I can honestly say that knowing how many men, women, and children we've saved over the years, that price was worth it and continues to be. And older Bruce says, all those dark years, I still wish you could have had a chance to be a kid just a little longer. And then young Bruce says, it's okay. So many other children have gotten to because we didn't. And then it's a symbolic burial. Kind of weird because Bruce is still talking. But Batman just starts filling up the grave and is like, he's got a little tear rolling down his eye. And young Bruce, like, his last word is, never question your mission. Gotham needs you. And then we cut to this. This is the real physical Batman in this kind of like tank thing. Kind of it looks like a Bacta tank from Star Wars or something. But Damian hacks into the system and is shutting down the cycle. And the water starts draining and Batman crashes out. And Alfred and Damian help him up to his feet. And I can appreciate Damian because he's very no-nonsense and just says exactly what he's thinking. Alfred asks, are you able to walk? And Damian says, I'm not even sure he can crawl. So, I don't know. I do appreciate that side of Damian Wayne. And he says, you sure have a weird way of celebrating your birthday. I'm sure Alfred could have just baked you a cake. But anyway, Bruce is like, no, I'm fine. The 2.1 landscape worked perfectly. So yeah, basically the program is tasked to try and kill him in his own mind to push Batman to be better. And this is the page. This was like the best 2 pages of the entire book because you got this super cool spread. I always love it when it shows the different Batman costumes or like different Batmobiles, just things from Batman's history. I just love it so much. It makes me happy. So you got the 1930s costume here, and then you kind of transition into the 40s and 50s costume. And then you have over here the late 60s, 70s Neil Adams costume. And then you have, I'm not sure which costume this is right here because he's kind of hiding it, but it's probably the one from the 90s or maybe the 80s where it's like an all black costume with just a yellow circle or something along those lines. And then you have 2000s, late 90s, early 2000s, and then you have kind of the modern day one that he's wearing now. And so that's really cool to just see that progression, and you just notice all the different utility belts and everything like that. I really like it when the artist, who was Doug Mahnke, who's a really good artist, just man, those are some good drawings. But I just love it when it pays attention to detail, and you kind of notice here like his shoulders slowly get broader and broader as he goes on. So Damian asks, why would you subject yourself to that? And Batman says, evolve or die, boy. To honor the oath I took meant striving to be the best I can be, every moment, every day. honing each and every skill set. Honing each and every skill set I've learned to its maximum efficiency. Assess every physical and psychological layer. My fear is that one night, when I need to be stronger, faster, and smarter, I won't be good enough. There's a cost to wearing the cowl, just as there's a cost to being Robin, that we both know all too well. But that cost doesn't weigh as heavily as it would if I didn't wear the cowl. And then Batman pulls up all the people that have been murdered in Gotham the past year, and there's 182 Gotham citizens that were murdered. And Batman says 182 innocent people. And then Damian says last year was 214. Then Alfred says 231 lives the year before that, Bruce. And so each year the number keeps dropping a little bit because he's been Batman. And Alfred says that I'd like to point out the number of murdered innocent souls has been dropping since the night you rang the bell and put on the cowl. And then Batman says 1 year. It will be 0. Absolute 0. And that's basically where the story ends. A really cool close-up of Batman putting on the cowl. We do get this nice little epilogue, though, kind of reassuring us that Leslie Thompson is okay. Bruce just comes in and is like, hey, it's been a while since we've caught up. Let's go get some dinner. You know, two old friends who've done a lot for the city deserve a break. And so Alfred drives them, and they just kind of have this nice little banter back and forth. And just a really nice moment between Bruce and Leslie Thompson and Alfred. And then the last thing is this quote by Theodore Roosevelt, which I thought was really cool that Peter J. Tomasi put in here, because Theodore Roosevelt was very smart. He was a smart man, and he was a decent president, and I'm a fan of Teddy Roosevelt, so I thought it was cool that this was in here. But anyway, the quote is, "There's not one among us in whom a devil does not dwell. At some point, on some point, that devil masters each of us. It is not having been in the dark house, but having left it, that counts." So I just thought that was cool. That was in there, and it's kind of relating to the whole story of Batman. You know, he could just be completely evil and in the dark house and, you know, not be a good person at all, but instead he chooses to step out, to be a hero, to save people, and that's what counts. And then, of course, next issue, 1000. So yeah, very good issue. Very, very good issue. And I'm super excited that Peter J. Tomasi is continuing to write Detective Comics after issue 1000. It's finally going to be a good time to be a Batman fan again. For a long time, it was like Tom King, and then they kept switching writers for Detective Comics, and it was like just kind of these filler stories that didn't really mean anything, and it was just dumb. But now we finally got Tomasi on here. It looks like he's here to stay for a little while, and I'm going to be getting every single issue as long as he's on it, and maybe even multiple issues for friends that I think would enjoy his writing, because, man, he's just got such a high level of writing. You know, his skills as a writer are the best in the industry right now. Definitely. So anyway, thank you guys for watching. I think my next video will be Detective Comics number 1000, because that comes out the day after tomorrow. So I'm excited to review that for you guys. And I know this video went over 5 minutes, like way over. But I remember when I asked Vigilante Reviews, when I asked Diversity in Comics, Zach, about what is good to make a successful channel, he said daily videos that are at least 10 minutes. So I think 10-minute videos are probably what I'll shoot for. I don't like them to be super long because then people lose interest, but if he says 10-minute videos are the way to go, then I would think they're the way to go. And daily videos I still have to work on, but I'm glad I got this one out, and I'm super excited for Detective Comics 1000. So thank you guys for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.